I'd like to share with you how a hotel in my hometown is adapting to change. The hotel is located in the town of Petoskey, which is famous for a stone named after the town called the Petoskey Stone. The stone is found in the bays of Lake Michigan near the town. It is actually fossilized coral from a time when a tropical inland sea covered the state. The fossilized coral can be found throughout northern Michigan. Searching for Petoskey stones is a popular pastime in the area. Here we see some folks looking for some stones. The picturesque town of Petoskey is known for its million-dollar sunsets and has been a resort destination since the late 1800s. It's a four-season resort and includes the landmark Perry Hotel, which is the anchor of the downtown district. The hotel was built in 1899 and caters to resorters, and many shops have sprung up in the downtown called the Gaslight District. In the past, a number of hotels were built for summer visitors. Nearly all burned down, but the Perry survives as it was constructed with brick. The backside of the hotel faces Lake Michigan, Little Traverse Bay. This is the view from the inside dining room. And many of the rooms, as well as the Rose Garden, make good use of the lake view. Curiously, though, the front of the hotel and its wide porch face the other direction toward the road, or, more to the point, the train tracks. The building on the right is an old train station. At the turn of the 20th century, it was common to construct hotels near railroad stations. And while the trains no longer run, people still arrive to the hotel on this side and sit on the front porch to view the pedestrian traffic from the nearby downtown and city park. The old train station now houses offices. Here we see a view of the old station in white and the hotel beyond that, yellow. In the foreground you can see the old tracks next to the new walking path. Walking and biking paths have replaced much of the old railroad tracks in the rails to trails idea. The tracks perfectly suit a trail nowadays, as they run directly through the historic district and provide a clear-cut pathway. Here's a closer-up view. This photo was taken about 2 years ago, and now the trail is complete. In the past, in addition to the railroad coming up from Grand Rapids via Chicago, there were also short routes connecting Petoskey with other small towns in the area. These were called dummy trains, and they ran at 15-minute intervals along Little Traverse Bay. Nowadays, a trolley, it's actually a bus, connects various points of interest for the hotel guests. The Petoskey Downtown Management Board is currently considering developing a passenger trolley to run on the railroad tracks through the downtown, ending at the Perry Hotel. It would begin in this location. Thus, the track would once again be used in a repurposed way. And folks on the porch of the Perry Hotel could greet new arrivals to the station, just as they did in the past. So, how does this story connect to you? What points can we draw from this? By adapting, realigning, and repurposing, we saw the old and the new interconnect in creative ways. In adapting, we communicate with people every day. We need to adjust our communication and the way that we interact with people, depending on the audience and the situation. The time and the place matter. Is it a formal occasion or informal? We can consider how we dress or the language that we use. We also need to realign our view toward the world. What is your vision? To achieve it, your strategy needs to align to it. For example, you can consider your organization's policies and procedures, the budget, and the organizational hierarchy. Do they align to the mission? And repurpose. Perhaps the most famous example of repurposing is track coach Bill Bowerman, who repurposed a waffle iron to create the bottom of a running shoe the origin of Nike. In your organization, consider keeping your invested value, untapped potential. If an employee is valuable but not suited quite right, perhaps the job rather than the employee can change. Or consider that a talented, self-motivated employee may need to take Fridays off to balance between the demands of work and her young family. Or consider a successful technical writer whose spouse is promoted to a different city. Perhaps he or she can work remotely. The old is always being replaced with the new. If we endeavor in a smart way to adapt to change by adapting, realigning, and repurposing, the foundational value will remain and ultimately create our own legacy.